last video, frequency tables worked beautifully on 3 categories. This video is what happens when you try the same move on a continuous variable and jamovi stops you. Descriptives, age, tick, frequency tables exactly what worked on race a minute ago. Nothing. No table. And that is not a bug. Look at the icon next to age. It's continuous. And jamovi will not build a frequency table for a continuous variable. It's refusing on purpose. Here's what it's protecting you from. Double-click the age header and tell jamovi to treat age as nominal. Now I get my table. 72 rows. One for every distinct age from 18 to 89. Every number correct and completely useless. There's no shape you can see and nothing you could report. That's what jamovi was saving you from. Put age back to continuous. The answer isn't to lie about what kind of variable it is. The answer is to build a new variable that's genuinely categorical, a grouped frequency table. Bundle values into intervals. Count the intervals. Now go to the Data tab and right-click on the Age column header. You'll get a menu. Choose Transform. That right-click menu is the way in. There's no Transform button sitting out in the open, and it's the thing people hunt around for. Notice it made a transformed variable, not a copy. It stays linked to age. If the data changed, the groups would update themselves. That's the advantage over doing this by hand in Excel. I'll call it age_groups. Then, in the Using Transform dropdown, create New Transform. Now I write the rule, and before I type anything, I need to decide what the intervals are. Age runs 18 to 89. That's 72 different values. I want equal intervals every band, the same width, and closed intervals, meaning each one states both a bottom and a top. 72 divides evenly by 8, so 9 bands of 8 years each cover the whole range exactly, with nothing hanging off either end. First condition. That dollar source just means the variable this came from, so I don't have to type the name. I start by defining my first interval of class width 8. That will go from 18 to 25. That covers 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. That's 8 values. So if source, which is age, is less than 26, I will put that it is 18 to 25, given these values have no decimals in them. All ages are reported as full years. Then the same shape 8 more times. 26 to 33, 34 to 41, 42 to 49, 50 to 57, 58 to 65, 66 to 73, 74 to 81, and 82 to 89. Jamovi runs these top to bottom and stops at the first true one. You can see at a glance that every band is 8 years wide. When a lab asks you to show your intervals are equal, this is the evidence. Close the editor. Then double-click the new column header and set it to ordinal, since age groups obviously have an order. Back to analyses. Swap age for age groups. Tick frequency tables. And now a human can read it. 9 rows instead of 72. And this time jamovi doesn't object, because age groups really is categorical. 12.4% in the 18 to 25 band. Then the biggest group, 17.4%, 26 to 33, then 16.6, 14.3, 12.3, and from there it thins out. 10.5, 8.3, 5.4, and 2.7 in the oldest band. And look at the shape of that. It climbs, peaks in the late 20s and early 30s, then falls away steadily all the way down, a long tail stretching toward the older ages. Hold on to that picture in the next video. We're going to put a single number on exactly that shape, and it'll come out positive. And because it's ordinal, the cumulative column works. 46.5% by the end of the 34 to 41 row. So not quite half. This sample is 41 or younger. 73.1 by the end of 50 to 57. Roughly 3/4 are 57 or younger. Those are sentences you could put in a paper. One thing to notice before we leave. Valid N here is 59,388, but the file has 59,599 rows. 211 people have no age recorded, and jamovi has quietly left them out. The percentages are of the people who have an age, not of everybody. That's the right default, but you should always know which denominator you're looking at. Now, the judgment call. How wide should intervals be? I chose 8 years. I could have chosen 12. 2 rules of thumb. Aim for 5 to 15 intervals, and keep the widths equal and closed, because unequal widths make counts impossible to compare. A band twice as wide will collect roughly twice as many people, for no reason other than being wider. That's not a finding, that's an artifact. 8-year bands gave me 9 intervals that tile the range exactly. 12-year bands would have given me 6. Also exact, also defensible. What I could not defend is something like under 30, 30 to 39, 40 to 49. 70 pluses unequal widths and an open-ended top band that could hide anyone from 70 to 109, equal and closed, every time. And if I wanted 12-year bands instead, I just edit the transform everything downstream updates on its own.